Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to be analysing the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities we may have today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Okay, so let's get started. We are on the daily time frame. We have EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. What's the daily showing us? Well, my bias continues the same pretty much on the daily since last week, since Monday, right? Ultimately, my bias and buy side liquidity target is this high here, right? So we have that bullish daily leg here, which broke market structure, pulled back internally, right? Anything within this low and this high is obviously internal on the daily structure, and then we began making our bullish move, right? So on the lower time frames, of course, we're making bullish legs. We've broken above this internal high again here, and we have this nice bullish internal leg as well there on the daily. So that's why I've got that magnet there, because that is my overall bias until that external liquidity is met. So price creates these expansion legs, right? In this case, a bullish leg, pulls back internally, and then it targets that external liquidity high. Okay, so that's how price should move, right, if we are to continue bullish. So within this last week, we had these inverted fair value gaps, right? Broken that, retested as support, continued bullish, and then now into the end of last week we closed out leaving a fair value gap, right? So now yesterday we have pulled back internally again, and we've mitigated this fair value gap, right? So far rejecting that gap, which is nice. We pulled back deep enough into it, over 50%, and then price retraced from there. So today I'm expecting bullish price action to continue until we meet our buy side liquidity targets. We may or may not reach it this week. Of course, we're going to have internal POIs or PDAs, PD arrays, right, that we need to meet before then, right, for buy side liquidity targets. So we will see that on a lower time frame where we can target for our day trading. Now if we look on DXY, of course, we've got the same bearish leg. We've got the same pullback into a fair value gap. Now, of course, it has another fair value gap above. I don't think we need to mitigate that because EU has nothing else really that I can see to mitigate here. So I'm not sure if we'll continue that, but we're waiting for the lower time frames to give us a signal that price is going to continue bullish from this fair value gap here on the daily, which is what I'm expecting. So my daily bias is bullish. So I don't think there needs to be much more said. I've explained this price action pretty much on Monday as well. This is just new now that we have this high time frame POI on side to continue bullish now. So let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so we have our bullish 4 hour leg. That's our most recent leg from last week. Okay, reason why I use this leg again, just because it swept sell side liquidity. We had our SMC divergence, then we went on to make higher highs, right? We pretty much correctively pulled back now into Tuesday and now Wednesday to our daily fair value gap here, right? We see more SMC divergence. We've got this low to this lower low, whereas on DXY we have these highs to this lower high. So that does signal a more bullish, let me zoom in so it's clear, a more bullish EU from this area possibly, right? Because of this SMC divergence. We've also gone beneath these lows, this swing low here, so that's sell side liquidity into a daily imbalance fair value gap, right? And here we have a 4 hour order block as well, right, which I've got the line for there. I'm not sure if we touched it. We may have just about touched it, but we've rejected this fair value gap on the daily into the discount of this 4 hour leg, which is great because, you know, price seeks out discount POIs before moving on to take out external liquidity. We haven't had an obvious bullish reaction just yet from this area. Of course, we've held this area. We're just waiting for some bullish price action, in my opinion, to continue. No POIs that should be worried about. Maybe up here, of course, we have our fair value gap and order block, right, that we left behind. I'm not worried about them really reversing price at this point, but those are places where price may slow down. You may want to take profit by those areas if we get into a trade, etc., right? So it's a bit of resistance, right, in the grand scheme, but the weak highs and external liquidity draw remains the same. Buy side liquidity buy side liquidity at previous weekly high. Okay, so same with this leg here. We've made a bullish expansion. We've pulled back internally on the 4 hour, and then if this area here holds and we respect it, we expect to target our external liquidity high, which would be this previous weekly high. So that's how price moves, right? We're going from an imbalance to liquidity at this point. So I think the 4 hours clear as well. Okay, not much too different from the daily, of course. I'm bullish, expecting that bullish trend to continue at the moment. So let's go down to the 1 hour as well. Let's see how the 1 hour looks. So from the 1 hour so far, we can tell that we don't have the price action we need or want yet to go bullish, if that's going to happen, right? Because a pullback on the higher time frame daily is going to be a 1 hour trend, right? We can see the lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? Set buy side liquidity, made that new low. Of course, now we've met our higher time frame POI target, so that's why we expect the price to go against this 1 hour order flow. Now we're just waiting for that switch over. So the most recent 1 hour leg, in my opinion, is here. So we've got premium discount, we had some premium POIs, arrays, whatever you want to call them, right? We've got this order block and this fair value gap, which price is kind of rejecting off of now, which is fine because we have this overnight price action here. So we expect this to look corrective, right? We expect this to be pretty much just a consolidation move here through the PM and Asia hours. So London now, we're going to be expecting that sweep of liquidity that we need, and in this kill zone, a break off structure and shift towards the direction that the market really wants to move. We didn't mitigate our 1 hour fair value gap here. We don't really need to, but we'll see if price wants to go down further and maybe liquidate this liquidity before price moves on. We'll see, right? I don't hate this price action here because we needed to take out some of these lows to sponsor our possible move, right? So we're working within this hourly leg. We're coming back into the discount of it where we may want to see our shift in price, but at the moment there's nothing for me to do because, of course, like I said, we've got this 1 hour price action, right, which is still bearish. I'm still waiting for a shift in structure to go long, but we are coming into the discount of it, which is where we would prefer for that to happen to trade long. Okay, I'm still not looking for shorts just because of the area we are in. We're still within our daily fair value gap. We have our SMC, we have our 4 hour order blocks, 1 hour order block, and fair value gap. So I'll be patient just to see what price is going to do. The trend is still against us to go short, in my opinion, right? The high time frame daily trend and outlook is to look for a bullish scenario, right? So then these highs, this high here, this swing high will become a buy side liquidity target if we turn around, as will this high, as will this high, and all these highs going up here. So that's what I'll be looking to target, patiently waiting for price now to liquidate what it needs to liquidate, mitigate maybe these order blocks to the left, whatever that may be, and for price to shift. So let's go down to the M15. Let's see what that looks like for a possible trade today and shift in price. So as we can see on the hourly, we were bearish somewhat over the last hour or two. But on the M15 now, we can see a bit more of a clearer picture, a bit more detail into that price action. We can see within this 15-minute external leg and 1 hour leg here, price has taken the highs of Asia here. London kill zones opened up now, and we are seeking sell side liquidity. We can see because we had stacked up these lows here, this wouldn't have been an ideal time to trade. So if you have traded already off of this M15 order block just because we broke structure to the upside, I would say that was a trap because we had these lows here, no sweep of liquidity. We had just had a build up of sell side liquidity lows, right? So price may be pulling back, possibly down to this order block down here with fair value gap, right? So we've got an M15 fair value gap down here, right? This is all live, I didn't have this pre-prepared. We have this M15 fair value gap here. We'll see if we show it any respect. We've got another 15 minutes to possibly pull back from there. And then we also have this M15 order block around this zone here as well, just underneath. So price can still respect this zone, having taken all of these weak lows. sell side liquidity, right? Because we have a more stronger low here, even though it's during Asia. So I don't put too much weight on this price action here because it is during Asia. But we do have this sweep of liquidity before price broke out to the upside, okay? So this low is more of a stronger low than these lows. So I hope you understand why. So it makes sense for price to take out this sell side liquidity. So I've got this X here, and now this may be the lower time frame area needed for price to then shift structure. So the M15 shift of structure obviously is going to be up here where this buy side liquidity is, okay? So yes, that would be great. I'm not sure if we'll get that within our kill zone. And then if we go down to the M5 now, you can see even more clearly how we've taken out so many sell side liquidity lows now, right? Lows here, 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 all stacked up, these equal lows across there. And if price was to mitigate this zone here and turn around, then I would be looking for the M5 structure here to be broken. So let's say we found some support here, price gave us a nice low test candle, left behind this bearish order block, right? And then we got momentum into the market, breaking above this high as a break of structure, leaving behind order block with imbalance and fair value gap to make it a stronger structure as well. And then we pulled back to our order block here, and then we can go long targeting, you know, just this internal high here if it gives us the risk reward we need, but ultimately we have these highs up here as well to target. So we'll see how all of this closes out and what it looks like, but a trade for today may look something like this, right? We'll have our order block on the lower time frame here with imbalance. We'd have our possible break of structure around here, that market structure, and then we would pull back, maybe leaving an inducement right above our order to use as liquidity for us to sweep, and then we can target our highs maybe for 3% or more. You can leave some runners on for the higher time frame price action as well, okay? So that's something I would look for. I need momentum to come into the market. We've taken sell side liquidity now. I need us to create another sort of strong low by sweeping liquidity and breaking structure. That would be what I would be looking for personally to get involved in longs today with the trend. So I hope that was clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.